You lightly glazed your fingers over his ivory coursed hands. His skin was surely smooth as you caressed your index finger over his rough palm, searching for indents or scars. Gyu had willingly let you observe as he lazily watched you. Such a curious little kitsune you are. But nonetheless, the kind gesture felt nice. The two of you were laying beside each other, another on a futon, facing each other. It had been last midnight by now, as you two both laid in comfortable silence, enjoying the sounds of the frogs and crickets outside. It was dark in the room, aside from the faint lights of the moon shining through the wooden shoji windows. Occasionally your tails would bump against the floorboards, which to him sounded like a heartbeat, and it would normally enough to cause him to doze off to sleep. I always wonder what your nails would look like painted, you say, breaking the silence. Gyu couldn't help but scoff at your little remark. I'm not that kind of man, Yin, he grumbled. Come on, Gyu. I personally think men with painted nails are attractive. Also in a kimono, you say. Gyu rolled his eyes. You'll have to put me in a kabu theater for me to dress in drag, he scoffed once more, closing his eyes. You let out a soft giggle before saying, It'll make a beautiful omi, Gyu. I could definitely see you play a lone gensha. You tease. With that, the water hashira quickly pulled his hand away from you, before turning over and his back now facing you. Oops, it seems like you've upset him. Aw, come on, Gyu. You coo, nuzzling your face into his back. I was only kidding, you say, reaching up to pull his long hair to the side, exposing the back of his neck, before glancing to kiss his skin. You felt him shiver, but you'd continued to nip, lick, and suck his neck, and you were only able to capture his final affection and get him riled up, even if he may not show it. It's late. Go to sleep, Yin, he grumbles, his voice stern as he places a hand over his neck to stop your assault. Even the way he said your name, it still went shivers down your spine. But I want to cuddle, you whine. If we do, will you go to sleep? He asks nonchalantly. Was your only reply before you suddenly pulled, or, well, rather yanked over to his side. You yelped as you felt yourself plop onto the soft mattress. You gaze upwards to see Gyu looking down, the moonlight enhancing his features in the soft blue glow, his face emotionless as ever, as he pulled you closer to his body. All 9 of your tails laid over you two, like an extra blanket as Gyu ran a hand through your soft fur. Now sleep, he says bluntly. No goodnight kiss? You pout. Gyu narrows his eyes at you before leaning down, placing his lips softly against yours in a gentle kiss. Gyu narrows his eyes at you before leaning down, placing his lips softly against yours in a... Oh shit, I already said that, sorry. It seems so short once he pulled away, so you quickly lean upwards to catch his soft lips again, causing a grunt to escape him. You'd made it deeper as your tongue grazed over his bottom lip, making him part them slightly before thrusting your tongue into his mouth, exploring the inside. Your actions caught the water hashira off guard, but he let you do as you pleased. You soon pulled away from the kiss to kiss his neck, starting with the sensitive skin on his jawline, then the way down to exposed collarbone. Yin, you lightly rink your clawed nails over his chest, refusing to let go, but Gyu wasn't having none of it as he gripped your hands and pulled away from you. The loss of contact made you whisper in sadness, as he then maneuvered you so that your back was now against his chest, and wrapped an arm around you, completely spooning you and keeping you in place. You said you wanted to cuddle. Now go to sleep, he scolded. Meanie, you grumble, but couldn't help but give a soft smile as you ordeal and closed your eyes, basking in his warm embrace. Giyu sighed softly once he felt you completely relaxed into him. After a moment, your breathing became slow, indicating that you were fast asleep, your tails twitching ever so often as Giyu eventually did the same. Giyu's slumber was eventually interrupted by a strange thumping sound as his eyes slowly opened. At first, he thought it was your tails thumping against the floorboards again, but his blue eyes quickly adjusted. He glanced to see that your tails laid motionless. There was another thump, followed by rustling, and Giyu quickly glanced towards the window. The thumping wasn't coming from inside, but rather outside. Giyu's eyes widened when he heard something like a sound of heavy breathing and quickly got up to receive his nitrine blade. The feeling of his warmth leaving you was enough to stir you awake from your groggy as you glanced to see him peeking out the window. Giyu, what's wrong? You say, only for him to shush you. Someone's outside, he says, slightly unsheathing his sword, and narrowed his eyes once he saw a human-like figure sitting beside the cherry blossom, though he couldn't make them out. However, they appeared to be wearing some sort of basket over their head. Giyu felt you beside him as you looked, only to then smile and place your hand over his, causing him to lower his weapon. It's okay, Giyu. It's Ibzoy. I forgot how to say his name. You reassured him. Giyu's eyes widened. Ibzoy? As in the demon you told him about? But what is he doing here? He wondered. Come on, let's go back to sleep, you say, tugging his sleeve. There's a song, but it's too short. Not too short, it's very long, so I'm not going to play it. But it's a Japanese flute. Just look it up, please, and thank you. Giyu nearly jumped at the sound of a flute playing, and you looked to see Ibzoy playing I'm going to butcher the name of the flute name, but Shakugo Shiki. Don't be alarmed, Giyu. Ibzoy always plays me lullabies at midnight. It helps me calm my mind, you say, leading him back to the tatami mat. Once you two got comfortable, you cuddled back against him, calmly rubbing his chest to soothe him, before closing your eyes and falling back to sleep. Giyu eventually felt himself relax against your touch as he listened to the midnight melody from the Shikiuchi before closing his eyes. Just to give you guys a little thing, for the video that was being played, the video would have been, hold up, how much? 15 minutes long, and I don't think you guys want to listen to a 15-minute flute without me talking. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. Bye!